It's even got more beef than a Big Mac. Chin up, Ronald. Maybe you'll get a participation trophy. My Smash Jack combos are still on top.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Now at 4, nearly 1 year after a firestorm turned Altadena into charred rubble and ash. More pain and suffering for some of the city's surviving residents. Good afternoon. This is the KTLA 5 News at 4. I'm Samantha Cortese.
And I'm John Finolio. Unlicensed contractors are targeting victims who are desperately trying to rebuild their lives.
Los Angeles County DA Nathan Hochman announced charges against 5 men who he says illegally offered to rebuild properties in Altadena.
KTLA's Carlos Acedo joins us live from Altadena, where the DA announced the charges this afternoon. Carlos.
Hey, good afternoon. That's right. 5 men were arrested and are now facing charges after a sting operation caught them operating here illegally in Altadena. Officials also announcing a warning campaign today.
Warning, wildfire state of emergency. Unlicensed contractors and contractor fraud will be prosecuted.
LA County District Attorney Nathan Hochman, along with Supervisor Catherine Barger, standing on an empty lot where a home once stood, vowing to go after unlicensed contractors operating in Altadena.
Unlicensed contractors will not be tolerated in Los Angeles County. And let me tell you that that is not a threat, that is a promise.
It will be almost a year since the Eden fire torched through Altadena, leveling countless homes, displacing thousands of residents. Now in the rebuilding phase, officials are warning residents of unlicensed contractors targeting survivors, specifically elderly residents.
And they are essentially trying to take advantage again of people at some of their lowest moments and try to profit from their tragedy.
Hochman announced felony charges against 5 individuals accused of contracting without a license during a natural disaster. They were arrested during an operation led by the DA's Bureau of Investigation and the California Contractors State License Board.
They caught them effectively marketing their services as unlicensed contractors to complete work on a fire-damaged property.
If convicted, the men face up to 3 years in prison and a possible fine of up to $10,000. County officials also launched a campaign warning contractors they will be prosecuted for unlicensed activity in the fire zones, including distributing warning signs in English, Spanish, and other languages in affected neighborhoods. They also want residents to be on the lookout.
Their bids may look cheap on the surface and may be too good to be true, but they often lead to higher cost, unsafe conditions, and then ultimately significant delays.
And residents are also encouraged to report any illegal contractors, even if they've already done work on their properties. That's the latest from Altadena. Carlos Salcedo, KTLA 5 News.
Carlos, thank you. LA Mayor Karen Bass is urging the city council to boost the LAPD budget to hire more officers as the department faces its lowest staffing levels in 20 years. She proposes allocating $4.4 million to add more than 400 officers this fiscal year, warning that the city cannot maintain an effective police force with the current 8,300 officers. City leaders say funding has not been approved, and without it, the police academy will not accept new cadets in January.
Without an immediate allocation of $4.4 million, LAPD will be forced to halt new hiring. This is not just a budget issue, it's a public safety crisis.
Supporters say additional officers are, of course, critical for public safety, especially with major events like the FIFA World Cup and Olympic Games coming to LA.
The man found shot to death in his car in the Palm section of Los Angeles Monday morning has been identified. The Los Angeles Medical Examiner identified him as 51-year-old Fidel Munoz. Police say Munoz was shot in the head as he sat behind the wheel of his car in the 10,200 block of Washington Boulevard. Munoz was in the parking lot of an auto body shop where he worked. The passenger window was found shattered. There's no word about a suspect or a motive.
The suspect accused of killing his father, opera singer Jubilant Sykes, has made his first court appearance in a Los Angeles courtroom today. 31-year-old Micah Sykes was charged with murder. Police say he fatally stabbed the 71-year-old Grammy-nominated singer inside his Santa Monica home Monday night. He remains in jail without bail. A motive for the stabbing remains unclear. His arraignment is scheduled for February.
An LAPD traffic sting operation involving pedestrians and unmarked crosswalks is getting a lot of attention online. Some people say officers are setting drivers up. The operation involves pulling over and citing drivers who do not yield to what's believed to be plainclothes officers who are jaywalking.
But authorities argue that the operation will help keep pedestrians safe by reminding drivers to yield for people crossing the street. Alina Bovian is live in Woodland Hills with more. Hi, Alina.
Hi there, guys. Well, we checked in with the LAPD and they would not specify why they picked this specific area here in Woodland Hills. But as you mentioned, some of the people who work and live in this area say this feels a little like entrapment.
Well, look at these two. And then whoever passes them, they get pulled over. Look at the cop.
An LAPD sting operation caught on video has now gone viral, showing police officers on bikes pulling over drivers in Woodland Hills who failed to stop for pedestrians, even if they're jaywalking.
It's kind of silly, I think, from the LAPD to be like doing this and kind of setting people up.
It's believed the two people in the video crossing the street are officers in plain clothing. Next, several drivers continue through without yielding and are given citations.
And when anybody doesn't stop, they pull them over right away like they did this guy right here.
The video was captured earlier this week on Ventura Boulevard near Canoga Avenue, where the street curves in nearly half a mile between legal crosswalks and traffic lights. Vache Tatikian, who owns Circuit Sim Racing, says he understands why the LAPD would hone in here.
If you pay attention, the road kind of curves here, so it's really hard to see this little street and maybe people walking across.
All those people went by are all going to get pulled over.
LAPD confirms the operation was prompted by a recent spike in pedestrian crashes, despite the intersection not being considered one of the valley's most dangerous for pedestrians. The undercover crackdown is stirring some criticism among local business owners.
I'd like it if they did more about the homeless. That would be awesome.
Now, according to the LAPD, they say similar traffic enforcement will continue to take place throughout LA. I'm Lena Berman reporting live here in Woodland Hills, KTLA 5 News.
Alina, thank you. Business owners in El Sereno are hoping city officials can protect a homeless encampment that has settled up against an unstable wall. A section of the wall collapsed in the spring, damaging several cars and trucks. One man who owns a nearby business wants people there relocated because he believes it's only a matter of time before the wall comes down again and it could kill someone.
Primary concern is that if this wall falls, these people are all going to die. It's just crazy to me that nothing's getting done about that. This should be like a pretty urgent matter in my opinion.
Union Pacific, which operates the railroad, says they recently sent crews to the wall and say its structure is sound. KTLA has a call into Councilmember Isabel Jurado's office. We are awaiting a response.
All right, we've got more coming up on the news at 4.
Olga Ospina has your forecast. Hi, Olga.
Hi, you guys. And look at these temperatures. Numbers are down across Southern California. Doesn't mean it isn't still warm across our area. We'll talk about some changes, though, as we head into the weekend.